There's a quiet law in nature. Unwritten but undeniable life in the ocean is supposed to be terrifying. Even today, with all our technology, most people wouldn't dare swim freely in deep-sea trenches. But what if I told you there was a time long before the dinosaurs when the opposite was true? A period so bizarre, so hostile, that stepping foot on land was far more dangerous than swimming in the ocean. This was the late Permian era, over 250 million years ago, when Earth looked nothing like it does now. Days were shorter, barely 22 hours long, and the continents were all fused into a massive landmass called Pangaea. At its edges raged the greatest ocean Earth has ever known, Panthalassic covering more than 60% of the planet, double the size of today's Pacific. You'd expect monsters in there. But surprisingly, that enormous ocean was eerily calm compared to what was happening above sea level. The oceans had taken a beating from a massive extinction event 2 million years earlier, leaving them quiet, almost boring. The terrifying helicoprian sharks with their circular saw teeth, already gone. The sea scorpions that once ruled the Devonian, hanging on by a thread. What remained were mostly small sharks, no bigger than a leopard, with soft prey like squid on the menu, not flesh and bone. Even the legendary trilobites and ammonoids had dwindled to minor background characters. It's strange to imagine, but during this moment in prehistory, diving into the ocean was a safer bet than setting foot on land. Because on land, everything was trying to kill you. While the oceans limped through recovery, life on land exploded. The extinction that had devastated marine species had also wiped out the reigning land animals, opening the door for terrifying new predators. Chief among them were the Gorgonopsids, a name inspired by the Gorgons of Greek myth, and for good reason. These weren't dinosaurs, nor reptiles, nor mammals, but something in between. Early therapsids, creatures with narrow skulls, long saber-like teeth, and eyes that sat deep in their sockets. The most feared of them all was Inostrancevia, a beast over 11 feet long, weighing nearly half a ton, and built like a tank with the speed of a lion. Its teeth weren't just long, they were curved and serrated, designed to slice through thick hide, organs, and muscle in one violent bite. Some believe it hunted like Smilodon, going for the neck, letting blood loss do the work. Others think it simply bit, backed off, and waited while the shock took its toll. Either way, you wouldn't want to be on the receiving end. This predator didn't stick to one place either. Fossils of Inostrancevia have been found across what is now Russia, Africa, and even parts of Asia. It wasn't just huge, it was versatile, thriving in hot floodplains and even cold deserts. Some scientists speculate it may have had fur to survive those climates, though that's still debated. But Inostrancevia wasn't alone, not by a long shot. In South Africa, a whole family of equally terrifying Gorgonopsids evolved separately, the Rubiginae. These predators weren't just big, they were built for carnage. Take Rubigia atrox for instance. 10 feet long with a skull that made up over 15% of its entire body length, thick as a battering ram and covered in bony bosses that suggest it was made to wrestle giants. Its bite wasn't all that strong, barely more powerful than a wolf's, but its teeth were so efficient it didn't need brute force. It just needed to bite once, and the bleeding would handle the rest. What made things worse was that these beasts didn't live in isolation. Fossils suggest they shared territory, hunting in overlapping ranges. Inostrancevia and Rubigia may have clashed over prey, fought each other, maybe even killed each other. Imagine walking through prehistoric South Africa and knowing that somewhere in the brush, not one, but multiple saber-toothed monsters were lurking. And if that image is giving you chills, take a moment now to subscribe to Prehistoric Medievals, because what's coming next will make your spine crawl.